The intricate carvings on these sandstone walls tell stories of Hindu mythology that commissioned this magnificent temple complex.
Spanning over 1,000 structures, making it the largest religious monument ever constructed by human hands.
The porous flux used in its city, using a sophisticated system of canals and elephant labor,
consuming the temples for less than 500 years, creating this iconic fusion of nature and architecture.
The temperature inside these chambers remains consistently 15 degrees cool and tangled due to their math of the Mimir wall.
22 meters, creating a multi-tiered ecosystem that supports over 300 bird species.
Each Apsara dancer carved into these walls has unleashing over 1,800 individual divine nymphs throughout the temple complex. The moat surrounding Angkor Wat stretches 190 meters weight and it was engineered to symbolize. The central tower rises 65 meters above ground level, representative of the universe in Hindu and Buddhist cosmology. These silk cotton trees can live for over 300 years and grow root systems that extend deeper than the height of the temple itself. The steep staircases make worshippers descend on hands and knees, and it's in a position of humility and prayer. From this vantage point, you can see how the temple was designed to align perfectly with the sunrise during the spring equinox. There are meters of carved scenes depicting battles from the Mahabharata and Ramayana epics.
These libraries line is so sick by palm records that monks would copy by any especially pertinent ink from charcoal and tree bark.
The Bakan sanctuary at the center was originally accessible only to the king and high priests during religious ceremonies. The root system of a single strangler fig can exert over 5,000 pounds of pressure per square inch on the stone it engulfs. Prayakan Temple covers 56 hectares and contains a unique two-story structure that remains a mystery to archaeologists today. The Hall of Dancers at Prayakan contains over 1,500 carved dancing apsaras, each one frozen in a different pose for eternity. The friction between these massive stone blocks was reduced using a layer of succulent sand, allowing ancient engineers to move blocks weighing up to 15 tons.
These temples were abandoned in the 15th century when the Khmer capital was moved to Phnom Penh after the Siamese invasion.
Bayon Temple features 216 massive stone faces thought to represent either the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara himself. Each of these A4-faced or direct faces across the entire complex.
100 millimeters of rain in just 4 months, transforming the landscape dramatically.
Bante Sray is unique for being constructed from pink sandstone, giving it a distinctive color unlike any other temple in the Angkor complex.
The carvings at Bante Sray are so detailed that they were likely created using tiny chisels no larger than a noodle.
This temple was rediscovered in 1914 and was the subject of one of the first major restoration projects using anastylosis techniques. The monkey kingdom depicted in these carvings tells the story of Hanuman and his army helping Rama rescue Sita from the demon king Ravana. This temple's name means Citadel of Women, and some scholars believe it was carved by women due to the delicate nature of the work. The temple complex of Bangmilia remains largely unrestored, with over 40% of its structure collapsed into the jungle. Navigating Bangmilia requires climbing over collapsed walls and crawling through spaces where the ceiling has partially given way. This temple was built in the same style as Angkor Wat but on a smaller scale, likely serving as a prototype for the larger complex.
These temple ruins have become critical habitat for numerous species, including the pileated gibbon and the endangered Siamese crocodile.
The wooden structures that once existed alongside these stone temples have completely rotted away, leaving only the stone skeleton behind.
Passageways of Bangmilia were designed to be narrow for defensive purposes, creating a maze-like security system.
The drainage systems at Bangmilia still function after 900 years, channeling rainwater away from the structural foundations. Assam Temple remains one of the few where the eastern gate has been completely consumed by a single massive strangler fig. This temple was built by Jayavarman Sim in the late 12th century and dedicated to his father, continuing the tradition of ancestor worship. The sunset over the rice paddies surrounding the temples creates one of the most photographed natural spectacles in Southeast Asia. Prerup Temple was built as a crematorium, and its name means turn the body, referring to the funerary rituals performed here. The laterite stone used in this temple turns a deep red color when wet, giving the structure its distinctive appearance during the rainy season. From this height, you can see the entire temple complex spreading across the landscape like a map of the ancient Khmer Empire. East Miban was originally an island temple in the middle of a massive reservoir called the East Baray. The stone elephants at each corner of the temple platform are nearly life-size and have stood guard for over 1,000 years. The East Baray Reservoir was 7 kilometers long and held enough water to supply the ancient city for an entire dry season. The dry season brings temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius, forcing most wildlife to become nocturnal. Niak Pian is a unique island temple designed as a representation of the mythical Himalayan lake Anavatapa. The 4 surrounding pools represent earth, water, fire, and wind, each once dispensing healing waters through carved spouts. The central sanctuary is wrapped by 2 serpents, giving the temple its name, which means coiled serpents.
The journey through the temples requires constant adjustment to the intense heat and humidity of the tropical environment.
Final temple we'll visit is Phnom Penh, famous for its sunset views over the entire Angkor complex. This temple was the first major temple built at Angkor and once served as the center of the ancient capital. From this vantage point, you can watch the sunset directly behind Angkor Wat, creating the most iconic view in all of Cambodia. Crepuscular hour brings out a completely different ecosystem as nocturnal species begin to emerge. The hidden chambers beneath many temples remain largely unexplored due to dangerous conditions and restricted access.
These secret spaces were used by ancient priests for meditation and rituals that were never meant to be witnessed by common people.